What's going on, everybody? I think today is a day that I needed to sit down and talk to everyone. I'm sorry I have been missing. Of course, my name is Drexy Vaj, and this is BLJ Radio. Today's episode is about black women, specifically how black men have quite hilariously, in a way, failed to protect black women time and time again. It's become apparent to me, some of my colleagues, that we really need to take a step back and take a look at everything. There's a lot of animated and even popularized pictures going around in the press that show black women, dark-skinned black girls on the front line. And I really think that that's problematic. And there is a popular black YouTuber by the name of Chrissy who explains that in detail, but essentially it appears to be that even in the midst of a crisis, black women and black young girls are being put on the front lines of the protest movement that's going on across our country. You know, I really think that when we look at our society, and you guys can just take this however you want to, we're just not doing a good job as black men of taking care of our women. And I want to share with you some examples that are extremely alarming to me. I think the one that really sticks out in my mind right now is Meg the Stallion. Meg the Stallion is a prolific female rap artist from the city of Houston, the same city that Beyonce is from. And recently, within the last month and some change, she was shot by Tory Lanez. Now, whether they're friends, romantically involved, which it appears they were headed to that point or not, the way that the internet has exploded and criticized and even mocked Megan the Stallion in light of her getting shot multiple times in the foot is alarming. We have a problem. Our problem is that we are not used to uplifting, caring for, and taking care of our black women. And it seems to me as if the more black stereotypes they exhibit, the less likely they are to be taken care of. There's a lot of reasons for that. Subliminally, we've been taught in the media, you rarely see black women as lead that need to be saved. You rarely see black women when they're in cases of public shaming, such as Megan the Stallion. Rarely do people come to their defense. It seems that the only thing that gets shared is the people that don't want her to be shown in a good light. I think that that's an issue. We have to do better. And I have a couple things that I think we can do to be better at this. Number one, if you wouldn't say it to your mom or your sister or your grandma, you shouldn't say it to another black woman. It's absolute point blank period. I'm not saying that every black woman in existence is a saint, because that's not true. What I am saying is that we as men, we have to take initiative. We have to start being more proactive in the way that we look at our community. Our women are one of the fastest growing minorities that have taken the gumption to be entrepreneurs. I think it's over 200% since 2008, according to a Pew report. We also have them in public office. As we know, Kamala Harris is now the vice president. Believe it or not, she is black. She can't help the fact that half of her ancestry is Indian. And that's inviting a further conversation on what the meaning of black really is. And we can get to that in a later episode. We need to take a look at a couple things. Let me show you guys something. Did you know that there was a protester in the city of Tallahassee? Her name was Oluwatoyin Salu. She was a protester. She was found dead because a black man killed her as she was protesting the police brutality in this country. This made me sit down and cry. She's a 19-year-old African Nigerian protester who was killed by a black man. This is unacceptable. We have to do better. I'm calling out every podcaster, every public figure, every comedian, athlete, politician, community leaders. If we got to sit down at a table, if we got to have therapists on site so we can hash out the way that we treat black women, then we need to do that. But this has gone on for too long. The buck stops here. Imagine if the disrespect that we give to black women, we treated people of other ethnicities like that. Just imagine. These things should not be happening. When I'm reading stories about the USF rape and DV scandal, and a lot of them are black women. They never went to the police for a lot of different reasons. They didn't go to the police because they didn't feel like their voices were going to be heard, that they were going to see any measure of true justice. We got to stop. We're looking at our music. The way we talk about women. I'm suspect number one when it comes to love, listening to, gangster rap and stuff like that. But at some point, we got to hold up a standard. When we're protesting on the streets, protesting police brutality, protesting all the inequalities that exist in the United States of America, there shouldn't be a woman leading the charge. It shouldn't be the case. They shouldn't be the first ones to get hit with tear gas, rubber bullets. It shouldn't be the case. To the black women out there that feel like they're not protected, that feel like they're not heard, that feel like their existence is almost an anomaly, I apologize. We are going to do better. We, collective as a black man, will do better. We will do a better job of uplifting you and protecting you from the ills of the world around us. I'm saying it. I'm going to do a better job. From my fiance, to my sister, to my mom. I'm not doing a good enough job. As black men, we aren't doing a good enough job at all. The way Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms was being treated by the governor of Georgia, and to a lesser extent, Mayor Lightfoot up in Chicago, regardless of her standpoint of allowing the federal government to come in and send their quote-unquote special agents to clean up the protests. The fact that they're being attacked the way they've been attacked, you're going to sue the governor of Atlanta for trying to protect the citizens of her city from a deadly global pandemic? Because you want businesses to go and be able to make money? Money has never been more important than lives, but you wouldn't know that by the way our country's being run. I haven't seen any other mayors across the United States being sued by their state governor for trying to protect their citizens. And I can guarantee that Governor Kemp, who's not qualified for his position, is doing that because Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms is black. And I'm tired of it, quite frankly. I'm calling it out on the mantle. We're all tired. We've been in quarantine. Some of us have lost loved ones. I've lost loved ones that I won't be able to speak to again. Some of us are going stir crazy. Some of us have kids. We don't know how much longer we can take this. But guess what? Our ancestors went through worse. No matter how you slice it up. The way we treat our women, black men, it's got to be better. You always hear pastors, politicians, entertainment public figures, they always seem to have a criticism about black women. But nobody wants to address the black men. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to get in another man's face and tell him that he's not doing good enough. There's a thing called accountability. We're not holding each other accountable. We're going to do a better job of that starting today. Spread the message, spread the word. We treat our black women with respect. We treat our black women with honor. Do you know that black women are most likely to die when they're given childbirth because they're black? The women that are having our kids dying at childbirth because they're black. We know what it's like being black in the workplace, but think about being black and a woman. How they do that cycle where they treat them really well at the beginning of coming to the job. Oh, hey Keisha, we really love having you. You're gonna bring so much diversity to our executive board. But after a few months, they start turning real nasty towards our black women. Black women can't do this by themselves. Black women should not be taking up every bullet for this community. They're always taking charge. We have a problem with a lack of male leadership in our community. The buck stops here. Spread the message, spread the word. Comment, like, and status. Follow me at BLJ Radio. Remember this is just part one of this discussion. Black women, we will do better. I apologize on behalf of black men. I love y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves. Peace out.